And if they succeed in convicting de Villepin, of course, that knocks him out of the presidential race. But with de Villepin as president of France, the neocons are going to maybe lose France. They just lost Ukraine because the Orange Revolution that was financed by George Soros is dead because Viktor Yanukovych, who's a Ukrainian nationalist who has no time for Ukraine and NATO or any of these other contrivances, won that election, beat the Orange Revolution woman, Yulia Tymoshenko. So Ukraine is no longer in the hip pocket of the neocons, and now the battle looks like it's going to move to France.
I want to come back and continue with the whole geopolitical lay of the land and integrate that with China saying they want a hard-line Cold War with the U.S., their PLA commanders, the top generals, and their military council calling for dumping the U.S. bonds to, quote, punish the United States. We've got Hillary threatening them with sanctions if they don't put sanctions on Iran. Are they planning to go into Iran, Wayne Madsen? We'll talk about that. Why is Sarah Palin and 4 neocon publications, including National Review, calling for Obama to play the war card and preemptively attack Iran? What's the intel you're getting in D.C. As you're snowed in by the incredible global warming, record snowfall in the last 50 years in D.C. right now? Wayne Madsen, WayneMadsenReport.com. Stay with us. We're also going to get into the cybersecurity bill that's passed the House, which they admit the president can then shut down the web to, quote, protect it, recruiting youth corps that are going to, for the Pentagon, battle disinformation in the U.S. and attack bloggers, generals saying they may start killing U.S. reporters. I mean, this is getting crazy because we're hurting the system. Wayne, continuing with the whole geopolitical breakdown of what's happening, and China talking about dumping its bonds. Geithner comes out and says, don't worry, we're safe. What's going on?
Well, it looks like what the Obama administration is trying to do is try to recreate some semblance of a Cold War. Obviously, the whole thing about non-state terrorist actors, Al-Qaeda, is falling apart on them. So they've got to go after state players. And China, of course, is an emerging superpower. The Obama administration has announced the sale of weapons to Taiwan, which is a real slap at the Chinese, who basically have us, they have us, where the sun doesn't shine. Financially, they own our debt, they own our notes, and this is just sort of like Cold War era brinkmanship, only not with nuclear weapons, but with threats of economic threats and the like. And is this the hope and change message that everybody was expecting to see a chill on U.S.-Chinese relations? Now, they're no angel, of course, but we deal with a lot of countries around the world that have dictators. We pick and choose them very carefully. We refuse to have relations with Cuba, but we have no problem dealing with the Saudis and the Egyptians, their dictatorships, but we hold our nose now at Iran and Hillary, of course, stating that she wants China to join the Western powers in ratcheting up tensions with Iran. I would note that Iran, with this whole issue of enriching uranium, right now they're at 3% enriched uranium. They're jumping that up to 20% enrichment because they need it for nuclear medicine and also for their power plant. You need 90% enriched uranium to develop a bomb, and they're nowhere close to that. But isn't it interesting? What they didn't like was this deal being worked out where Iran would ship its current uranium to be enriched, and it would be enriched in France. Well, France is controlled by Sarkozy, and why in the world would the Iranians want to trust this guy who's now been, pegged as a total neocon fraud, put in there with this dirty
Well, Wayne,
money?
let me throw this out there. They've always brought the UN in. They've given into the UN unlike any other nation ever has. They always report their new facilities. They say, okay, so it's not weapons grade. We'll let China, your ally, do it. And they go, no, we must have war. And we've seen Sarah Palin. We've seen all these other neocons come out and say we must have war. Huckabee, the National Review, we must have war now. I mean, they're saying we must, and Israel's saying we want, quote, crippling sanctions.
Well, Well, right, and isn't it interesting? All this happens after Poppy Bush and Jeb Bush make this unannounced visit to the White House. I believe it was about a week ago.
What's the word on that? What was really happening?
No one really knows. It wasn't. They said it was just a personal meeting. There's no personal meetings when you just saunter into the White House like that. And I think it's very interesting that George W. Bush, when he was on Meet the Press with Bill Clinton trying to raise money for Haiti relief, said something about, well, you got to be careful about who you give money to because there's a lot of shysters that show up. Well, if George W. Bush was even paying an iota of attention when he was president for 8 years, he might know who the shysters are, and it would be interesting to get him to actually say, because of course he was sitting next to one of the biggest shysters around, Bill Clinton, who with Poppy Bush raised all this money for the tsunami victims, but very little, I understand, actually reached the people who needed it. It's just another one of these scams. And obviously Bush, who's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, nor the brightest lamp in the chandelier, even said, you got to be careful of shysters. You know what? It'd be interesting if Bush actually, in some moment of lucidity would actually start talking about the shysters he encountered as president of the United States. He might go a little bit towards redeeming himself, although I don't think he'll ever redeem himself. He's got too much blood on his hands. But let's remember, Teddy Roosevelt was a Republican who left that party in total disgust and ran as a bull moose progressive, ranting and raving about the power of the corporations. So there is a possibility he could go that direction, but certainly no one knows what that meeting in the White House was about. But maybe they were giving Obama his marching orders.
Let's get into cybersecurity and a lot more coming up, plus the underwear bomber. Straight ahead with Wayne Madsen, our guest. Stay with us.